It's to do with a certain communication breakdown this month, my gorgeous Aries. This is most certainly going to be quite an important stage and an important point, and in particular when it comes to the actual 21st of February 2020. 21st of February 2020, it's going to be an important day because of the fact it's a lot to do with like the actual certain communication breakdown, which is about to come back at you, which is about to refresh itself, which is about to manifest again in your life, and it's of course going to require your certain attention. It is very important to say that this communication breakdown played an important role in certain unfoldment of events in your life without you even realizing that they actually had such an impact on an unfoldment of events. The 21st of February, it will be a very important day because that particular communication breakdown that you had at some point, like within the last 7 months in particular, it's a lot to do with you not expressing yourself the way you should have, when you should have, for example, you see. And this is why the karmic situation arises and then makes an impact in a certain way on our lives, the way we live, on our energy, and ultimately on our own vibration, which on another hand, kind of like motivates us in a slightly different way. And also, there are certain things kind of become certain things kind of become hidden in our lives, and I say hidden, it's like almost as if like kind of like a certain points, certain things that we pay attention to, kind of like just step away from the situation, from our own dimension, from our own energy, until we learn and until we realize that this is an important stage, and that particular communication breakdown affects you in a certain way. But it's a lot to do with you not expressing yourself in the way that you should have, and you maybe not explaining yourself in the way that you should have within the last 7 months. That affected you, and it just slowed down the certain process when it comes to the achievement and when it comes to the accomplishment, and most importantly when it comes to the actual new direction or a new unfoldment, new stage in your life. My gorgeous Aries, this is important, and I hope you completely understand that the 21st of February, it's going to be all about that particular communication breakdown that you had, and most certainly now this is going to bounce back, and it's going to be quite wonderful because the dimension is about to change, the energy is about to change, and it's going to bring you the whole new perspective. Karmically, this is an important day. Spiritually, this is an important day. When it comes to your intuition, this is an important day. When it comes to the next stage of your life, this is an important day because you're also going to make a very significant decision here, and decision, it's going to come through completely new perspective that you are going to have, and that perspective that you are going to have, it's also going to be very beneficial for you and very beneficial to sort out a certain problem and a certain issue also with somebody very important in your life. You will want to explain yourself, you will want to kind of sort something out, but most importantly to put all the cards on the table. It is very important for you to understand that you really need to listen to your intuition on the 21st of February and onwards, because your own intuition will be very strong, it will be very powerful, and it is not going to lead you astray whatsoever. I repeat, you are reaching an important stage, which means that you are going to get the whole new perspective on this day. It is all connected to the rather complex situation, what I've already said, but most certainly the bottom line is it's this particular perspective that you're going to have. That in itself is going to make an important stage when it comes to your own grounding. that it's going to lead to a very powerful moment when it comes to your own strength. This in itself, it's going to confirm something to you so important when it comes to the certain promise, when it comes to the new dimension, when it comes to the new direction, and it's most certainly going to start penetrating you in the sense of a very powerful creativity that you are going to have at the same time. Creativity and optimism, it's going to be your sign that this is going to be very important stage for you, and you're about to reach for a rather significant option, for the rather significant part of your life that you are very, 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 very passionate about, that you have been very passionate about. The 21st of February, it's going to be your day when it comes to you emergence. You know, it's your own emergence in a completely different way. Beautiful, beautiful moment in time where you're gonna also realize, you're gonna come to terms with the fact that your life is about to start changing. You need to trust yourself. You need to believe in yourself. You need to listen to yourself. You need to listen to your subconscious mind. The bottom line is you've got more resources than you need in order to move on. Just remember, at the same time, this is going to like kind of create a quite confusing little situation, but the answer to any confusion is you just follow your own path. Just follow your own journey. There is only one version of you. And the best way to learn this, to live your life, to enjoy your life, to be you, to live your own version, is to be yourself and listen to yourself and do things that make you happy. Do things that make you excited. There is no more time to just hold yourself down and just unnecessarily chuck certain karmic blockages on yourself. I say unnecessarily because sometimes there are certain things that we could have done in order to kind of like have a certain situations like kind of come to the top in a different way. It's about our adjustment, it's about a readjustment, it's about our edit at the right moment in time. But of course it all depends on our spiritual journey, and it all depends on all those bits and pieces and all those elements in our lives that we need to keep on doing until we get them right. I don't like calling them mistakes or anything like that, but most certainly these are very powerful spiritual lessons that are very much so connected directly to our spirit, to our spiritual journey, and most importantly to our own evolvement, evolvement and an involvement of our own spiritual, our own spirit as well. An important and significant moment in time. Just remember, follow yourself. There are going to be a couple of things that are going to be quite significant at the time on the 21st of February that is also going to try to kind of take your attention away from what is actually happening at this right moment in time. But this is all a part of this particular dimension, and on another hand, it is very highly intuitive moment you will have. And this, by the end of the day, it's going to put you in the situation where you're going to be like, ooh la la, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to do it. But Sashita is telling you that this is coming from the fact and from the moment and from the direction and from the dimension where, in the last couple of years, within the last 24 months, you were completely taking a certain shine away from you by not maybe going towards the certain direction and by preventing yourself to move on. So there are going to be elements of unnecessary, not unnecessary, but there are going to be elements of a kind of a testing, testing a little bit, because it's going to make you still kind of, maybe I should do it, maybe I should not, maybe I should do it. But most certainly by the end of that day, we are strongly going to feel about making a very important decision. I repeat, this decision that you will make, you were very, very, very indecisive about, and you were uncertain whether you should do this or not, because it's connected to your life, it's connected to the change that you are kind of afraid of doing, afraid of making, afraid of starting, because it's got so many different elements of uncertainty. It's very important just to listen to yourself and just go for it, go for it, go for it. So in an indecisive situation, it's still going to bring a little bit of contemplation, but most certainly it's going to be brilliant, because once you're going to come to terms with something, you're going to come to terms with a certain change, but on another hand, you will know exactly what you need to do, what you need to make, what you need to start, what you need to change in order to get there, because this day you'll be very, very smart, very clever. I'm not saying that you are not smart and clever normally. You are Aries, of course you are, but I'm just saying, like, intuitively smart, intuitively clever. You will reach the highest peaks of your own intuitive intelligence, which is on another hand going to help your psychic abilities, and your intuition is going to become even more sharper. It's wonderful, because it's going to become your turning point. You're going to make an important decision, and that decision at the same time, it's going to reach the high levels of consciousness when it comes to your own conclusion, when it comes to the conclusion on the problem that was really preventing you to move on, and it was slowing you down, and you weren't like kind of sure what to do, which way to go, and it was kind of affecting your own radiance, and that was preventing you to have a certain visions with the future, and it was kind of preventing you to connect to your own future. But this is what it happens normally until we kind of see where we are, what are we going to do, and what we need to do next. It's important, my gorgeous Aries, because this is your bam, 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 Wheel of Fortune moment, my babies. Wheel of Fortune moment indeed. And it's a lot to do with your destiny, fortune, and fate. It is all going to be very much so. It is all going to reach the highest peak of radiance indeed. And it is going to be the beautiful turning point. You're going to make a decision, but also something is going to surprise you. And you are going to surprise yourself with a certain reaction. But hey, my babies, this is all how it's meant to be. And it's important, because at the same time, this is going to mark an absolutely mind-blowing stage in your life. It's so good because it's all about the actual success, gain, and overcoming obstacles and challenges that are actually making you, that made you, that provided you with this absolutely amazing situation, which is most certainly going to provide you with a spiritual shortcut to your own advantage, my babies, to your own victory, you see. And also an important and rather successful negotiation you will also have. And I want to say to you that also on the 21st of February, if there are some kind of negotiations and if there are some kind of important conversations that you need to have, if there are some kind of things that you need to start, like with the signatures or anything like that, just go for the 21st of February, because this is also your lucky baby day. This is your lucky day indeed, in many different ways. The vibration is going to be just right. The energy is going to be just right. The feeling is just going to be just perfect indeed. So you will go with this absolutely wonderful flow, and you are just going to allow yourself to look at your situation from a slightly different angle. But this angle is going to be like an absolutely amazing moment in time for you. And I'm so happy, my gorgeous Aries. I'm so happy because I know how much this is actually going to mean to you. Okay, and this is what it is. The transformation. Your transformation is starting, my gorgeous Aries, most certainly indeed. And this is going to be brilliant. From the 21st of February onwards, you're going to be like, ooh la la. There is so much that is going to return into your life when it comes to the excitement, when it comes to your energy. And this is all coming through your own strength, through your own karma, through a whole new perspective, which is about to change your life indeed. Okay, my name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Aries, for you, my gorgeous Aries, and it's for February 2020. So it's for you, my gorgeous Aries, and it's for February 2020. And now, when it comes to the actual number in numerology, of course, that you have got number 10. It's a very strong time, very solid time, the time when your courage will be returned. the time when your self-esteem is going to be completely enhanced. And this is all going to be absolutely brilliant, because at the same time it's going to help you to reach the peak of your own subconscious and conscious mind at the same time. This is going to be direct result of this harmonious energy, which is also going to help you out so much to move on from the certain problem, certain issue that was bringing you down, and also it was making you feel like you are just not kind of like getting the best out of life. This is how I can explain this. You're about to actually walk through a very, very important door. Number 10 also means this is just months is going to be very important when it comes to your own immediate home, when it comes to the actual joy, when it comes to like a big change, but also the peace, beautiful peace, love, contentment at the same time, which is going to be so important to you, because it's going to reflect on your own self-esteem, baby. But at the same time, it's about the greatest honor that you're going to have, reputation and support by the right people in your life, which is just going to be so important to you. It's about a certain people. It's about certain people who are going to be impressed with you, that is just going to really mean to you so much more than anything else. On another hand, that big change that you will be able to do, you will be able to face, it's at the same time going to help you to make a rather mature and responsible decision. And this is so important, because at the same time you will know that 4 months later, within the next 4 months, something very beautiful, very big and very important, it's actually going to happen to you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in between February and June, something very important is going to take place, and it's just going to stem from this particular situation, which means that this is highly important time when it comes to karma and when it comes to manifestation. Okay, so the resolution of a problem, conclusion, is going to bring beautiful healing, and this is all about the satisfactory results, my gorgeous Aries. Indeed, it is an important compromise that you will have. But this is also going to reflect really beautiful on your relationships and on your friendship at the same time. Very, very beautiful. The whole new inspiration is going to come through, and an important advice you will get through somebody who is absolutely beautiful person, beautiful figure in your life. This is so important moment in time, because you're going to find yourself very, very happy. You're going to find yourself very content. You're going to find yourself feeling very, very good. And also it's about an important news that you are going to have at the same time. It's something that you expected, but it's just going to start happening slightly earlier, an earlier unfoldment of the actual success, and that is just going to set you really nicely on the certain trip, certain journey, where you will know that your desires are realized, but it's just also there are going to be other ideas that are going to become a rather important beacon of light at the same timey. Okay, so now also what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Aries, now when it comes to health, it's rather important, and I will say this again, it is the cold and flu. It is like this type of infection that is still going to be significant, and it's nothing unusual at this time of the year. So it's organic acerola cherry powder, like I always recommend. Organic acerola cherry powder every single morning. You take 1 teaspoon in a little glass of water throughout the month, and it's going to really beautifully replenish your vitamin C levels. Indeed, organic acerola cherry powder is a natural powder, not ascorbic acid, or not like a chemically made or designed like vitamin C. This is a natural vitamin C, and you get like a really lovely, beautiful, gorgeous amount of vitamin C with this as well. So this is something that I would need you to take every single morning. And also it is quite important if you could take a vitamin D, something to actually prevent your something to help out your bones. Vitamin D, calcium and magnesium, these 3 things are very important for you to take. On another hand, it's just for your bones, and it's just for your skeleton, it's also for your muscles at the same time as well. Okay, and also what else I was going to say, just try to also kind of drink as much smoothies as you can, but smoothies that I like to do with like organic strawberries, blueberries at least, or blackberries, organic blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, as many, I recommended this so many times, but it's just so important for you to get this right, because if you are having this like throughout the month, like you don't have to have it every day, but maybe 2 or 3 times like in a week at least. I have freshly squeezed things, or like a crushed things, like a fruit like every single morning. I had it for years, but you don't have to do it every single morning. But this is going to be so important for you to do it like about 2 or 3 times a week at least, because it's going to help you with your liver and kidneys. Okay, it's just to flush out the toxins, and it's going to work like a wonderful filter. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, just check with your doctor or GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Aries, is now the very first date that is going to be quite important for you. It's actually going to be on the 2nd of February. 2nd of February, you are going to come to terms with an important decision, and you will know, oh God, I've tried, but it's important for you to come to terms with this. It's all about this continuous of the certain effort. It's a bit of a disappointment connected to this, but it's just so important for you to come to terms with this stage that did not actually unfold how you wanted it, and now it's time to move on. It's rather to do this at the beginning of the month than later on. So as early as you do it, that's better. That in itself is just gonna really kind of like make you realize that there is something even better for you waiting for you. This is the moment when psychically you will be very strong and powerful. You're gonna feel something really big and really good is going to happen, and this is exactly the beginning of manifestation and unfoldment, which is going to rub off at you this beautiful energy which you're going to be able to feel and sense. On another hand, 2nd of February, it's also going to be about the success, an advantage. You're going to find yourself materialistic, like ooh la la. It's about well-being at the same time, beautiful, important victory. It's all about the stability that you wanted, the stability that you needed in order to move on with your life. And this in itself, it's just going to kind of really be an important moment in time of your own self-illumination. And that self-illumination that you are going to have, it's also going to help you to reach very high and very important levels of subconsciousness, which is just going to expand your subconscious mind. And it's going to help you to go that much further. That in itself is going to be a significant time of a self-illumination, where you're going to kind of realize that you were in self-denial. This is so good because it's coming through your own spirit, through your own angels, through your own spiritual journey, through your own, through your own universe. It's important for you to realize this, and that it's going to be so good, because at the same time, a beautiful person is also going to somebody very important in your life. It's just going to confirm something to you as well with an advice, but through that situation, there is a little tiny hidden enemy that you are going to find out about, but you will be able to also realize at the same time that you made the right decision and you moved yourself away from that particular situation. You see, if you didn't, then you could have been affected by this in a certain way with an energy drain and things like that. Black obsidian is something that I highly recommend you, my gorgeous Aries. Every time you speak to somebody who's bringing you down and who's very bad for you, somebody who scares you, somebody who brings negative feelings in you, I ask you to wear a black obsidian pendant throughout February and March. This comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel, but this is important to wear just to protect yourself against all sorts of negative energies, but it's also going to help you to keep yourself grounded at the same time. The second important date is going to be the 13th of February. Of course, it's going to be the 13th of February. This is going to be a certain reflection when it comes to some kind of studying, which is going to take place, but you will note it's about a specific goal as well. A learning experience, but there is some kind of absence of something or someone, there is a certain absence of someone in your life that is actually going to do really good to you. Because I know it sounds really weird, but that is just going to be some kind of confirmation that you just go on, follow your guts, follow your adventure, follow your own spirituality. So you will learn that a certain absence is going to be very, very good for you indeed, and it's just something that needs to happen, something that it needed to happen, most certainly, because it activated you and it brought you a certain determination that you wouldn't normally have. The 13th of February, it's all about you being very authoritative about things that you like, about things that you know, about the things that you're very experienced about. It's about the great skill that you have, mastery, and most certainly the certain ability is just going to start shining very, very bright at this moment in time. And that particular ability of yours is also going to be an absolutely mind-blowing moment in time when it comes to the beginning of your own transformation. Okay, the third important date, my gorgeous Aries, it's going to be on the 25th of February indeed. The 25th of February, it's all about a certain advancement into the unknown, but it's brilliant because it's the beginning of a very special journey, very important journey. And when it comes to your life, and when it comes to you feeling it, you getting it, you being there, you being part of your own journey, but now realizing it's just like gone on a rather advanced level, and it's to do with the satisfaction, accomplishment, and also very important social relationships are going to take place on this particular day. It's a lot to do with the joy, devotion, and getting on with people and enjoying yourself. 25th, it's going to be important for you, like to try to go out and try to meet people and try to be as open-minded as you possibly can. It is some kind of like a really important stage that it's also going to take place when it comes to the actual swift activity and progressive movement, you know, especially when you thought like within the last 8 months, something that made you feel really negative, something that made you feel really bad, something that slowed you down, something that made you feel very disappointed, you know, it's to do with a loss, it's to do with an error, it's to do with like a losing of enthusiasm because of this, and maybe a lot to do with a certain monetary problems, you see. So it's a very good moment in time, because by the end of this day, you're actually going to have a beautiful, swift activity, sudden progress and movement. And that in itself is going to be absolutely remarkable moment in time when it comes to you, my gorgeous Aries, indeed, because it's also to do with a certain message that you are going to receive, and that message at the same time, it's going to be brilliant, and it's most certainly going to be the sign. It's time for action, it's time to make things happen, it's time to start things, you know, it's time to look at things slightly differently. This is all going to be provided for you, an important moment in time, which is just going to bring so much pleasure back into your life, for so much excitement back into your life, and you will see exactly what I mean. It's about this security and power that you are going to be aware of, but at the same time, you're just gonna really enjoy yourself. Okay. Now, on another hand, what else I was going to say to you, and I highly recommend to wear something like a tiger's eye again throughout February, because tiger's eye is going to protect you again against evil eye, against the negativity, but it's also going to be very powerful when it comes to the enhancement of your own situation, in particular when you're focusing on work, when you're focusing on your career, when you're focusing on your success. It's very beautiful and powerful crystal to wear because it attracts prosperity. This comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. Okay, so now the very first part of February is just going to be all about the return of the energy, return of your own creativity. It's beautiful because this in itself is also going to be the key to your own success. That is going to bring a balance back when it comes to the synchronicity, and one particular person is just going to start start becoming very important in all this, because it's the inspiration through this person. From this person, it's going to wake you up a little bit, and it's a powerful inspiration that is going to make you to be ready for anything. That in itself is just going to be very beautiful energy that you are going to start projecting already on other people, and a very special and beautiful beginning you're going to start is to do with a new direction, new job, new school, new option, new idea, new realization. It's going to be a very powerful moment in time of your own radiance, but also it's going to seem and feel like the right thing to do when only you would do this like about about a few months ago, you would be like, no baby, no, but now it's just the tables are turned and you're going to be like, hello my darling. It's all about your own passion, an important moment in time, because it's going to be required from you to make a kind of like an input and a decision when it comes to the people in your life, important people in your life. An input from you, it's going to be needed indeed. On another hand, by the time you get to the second part of February 2020, I'm so happy for you, because it's like all about the actual you're going to come across a bizarre situation, like with an unusual situation, unusual people around you, and you will be part of some kind of dimension that you wouldn't even expect that you would be there. This is going to be so brilliant, because you're going to be tested a little bit challenging situation, but it's going to be quite good and you're going to do really well. And at the same time, you're going to discover something very special about yourself. It's about the adventure and being very daring. At the same time, the greatest honor, when it comes to somebody who means to you so much, and somebody who actually means to you, such a sense where they praise you out, your success, your honor, what you were like kind of hoping for, and the stage that you wanted to achieve, that will be confirmed to you through somebody who's an honor, like great person in your life, and it's going to be brilliant. Very, very important situation, realization, and option, decision it's going to be made from somebody in authority that is just going to reflect on your situation so beautifully, and you're absolutely going to love this. Something is going to be offered to you, the next stage, next level of your life, my gorgeous babies. This is going to be brilliant, rather vava-woomish moment in time. You're going to feel very cocky, but in a good way cocky. This is brilliant. This is something you deserve, and something that you've been waiting for. It's a lot to do with you, what you want to do, your skill, and expressing yourself the way exactly you want to express yourself. And this is what I'm talking about. Very important decision. You are reaching a very significant stage when it comes to your practicality and security, and when it comes to like kind of making decision for the future, but not like in 10 years time. I'm talking within the next few months. There is some kind of absolutely mind-blowing unfoldment going to take place, but it's going to stem from this particular decision that you're going to make here. Okay. And also an important completion is going to take place. By the time you get to the last part of February, an important completion is actually going to take place, and this is so good, so mind-blowing, so brilliant, that the confusing time of your life is going to come to an end, and now there is the whole new beautiful and fresh energy going to take place. This is the beginning of an absolutely significant mind-blowing rebirth and transformation indeed. It is going to require a little bit of like kind of a change of direction, most certainly, but it's all about the future planning. It's all about a certain security, power, enterprise, your professional life. It's about reaching a very beautiful moment of accomplishment. It's brilliant, and it's also going to provide you with an option that you didn't have before. This is so good, because at the same time you're going to have your own victory and mental clarity. It's about what you wanted to do. It's about your own justice. It's about the next stage of your life, and most certainly it's about a certain moderation that is also at the same time going to become quite evident here. But that moderation is so important as well, because it's just going to create a quite specific movement of things and changes, which is on another hand going to bring you an absolutely mind-blowing invocation, focus, a radiance, an unfoldment, the harmony, which is just at the same time going to give you a reason for celebration, because the conclusion of like a very heavy issue and problem is going to come to an end. But then again, it's about a new beginning and wake up call, that it's at the same time going to create a very important starting point when it comes to the actual swift change. This is absolutely brilliant, and I'm so delighted for you, because it's all about the actual success, gain, and just reaching this an important stage of your life. Very, very successful time at the end of February. It's going to take place. Be as open-minded as you can. And also the end of February, it's going to bring you your own justice, something that you have been waiting, like to be kind of some kind of decision that you wanted, that you were waiting to be made, whether this is to do with some kind of court case, whether this is to do with some kind of procedure in general, when you're waiting for other people to tell you, when you're waiting for the certain amount of time to pass. However, it's going to be great, which means the outcome is going to be brilliant, and it's going to make you happy, and it's going to put a really big smile on your face. On another hand, if you would like to invest, the end of February, it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing moment in time for investment. Or if you would like to start some kind of proceedings, some kind of procedures, legal or non-legal, something that normally takes a long time, the end of February is going to be very promising, because the energy is going to be on your side. So therefore, the vibration is going to be very powerful, which is going to reflect on you, and most certainly it's going to provide you with a luck, success, and a very speedy movement. It's going to speed things up, because you will go with this wonderful vibration. You will go with this wonderful energy. It's a quite significant opportunity you will have at the end of February. Watch this space. You will love this, Aries. You will love it. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you Aries that are actually in relationship. Do you know what? Something very important is actually going to happen. Do you see this Chariot baby here? Something very important is actually going to happen. Something that caused some negativity, something that caused some problems, and this is to do with an ongoing problem and an ongoing issue that affected both of you, because you couldn't kind of move on with your life until you reach this particular stage. There is a success that it's coming. Again, financial situation, it's also going to be an important moment in time when it comes to this, and that in itself is going to reflect on both of you so beautifully. There is some kind of decision that you both made a long time ago, but you couldn't kind of started drifting towards it because maybe you couldn't afford, or it wasn't the right moment in time. So now an important decision you will make, my gorgeous Aries, and you will love it. You will both love it, and this is going to reflect on both of you so nicely in a beautiful way. And also, it's a very, very important ritual that is going to take place. Okay, very important ritual, my gorgeous Aries. Okay, so now I'm going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you that are single and ready to mingy. Do you know, this is the return. Look at this. Hello, my gorgeous Temperance. This is the return of beauty. It's the return of your sex appeal. I'm not saying that you didn't have a sex appeal, please. No, baby, no. But when you are too busy, or when you're not ready, then you at the same time you lose this particular balance. It's not as sharp and it's not as strong how it should be, how it would be. People find you sexy, people find you attractive, but if you're worrying about certain things and you're not ready, this is already taking a certain amount of energy from you, and it's just making your radiance, instead of being like 100% radiant, you're only like about 50% radiant, because it's a lot coming from inside. It's a lot coming from within you, my gorgeous Aries. So I'm talking about this radiance, which is about to be returned, and it's going to be with you throughout this month. I can see you flirting a lot, my gorgeous Aries. I can see you enjoying yourself. I can see you having a great time, and most certainly I can see you meeting lots of important people, and this is going to be so good for you, because something is going to change this month, and it's going to change your life. It is about you enjoying yourself, you feeling yourself again, you using 100% of your own sex appeal, or of your own radiance, which is going to reflect on other people, and you're going to feel this attention, you're going to feel this power, you're going to feel this energy, and it's going to be brilliant, and it's going to be so good for you, and it's going to reflect on you in so many different ways, and you're going to love it. And the bottom line is, it's going to boost your confidence, it's going to boost your power, it's going to boost your energy, it's going to boost your self-esteem, and that's exactly the stage that I'm talking about. There is going to be someone very special you will meet at around the end of this month, but just remember, one step at a time, my gorgeous Aries, one step at a time, okay? It's going to be important, it's going to be significant, and very, very strong and significant stage of your own discovery. Beautiful. Okay, my gorgeous Aries, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.